There are unfortunately way too many attacks, many of them involving um, physical invasion of children's bodies. And many of them go largely unreported, but every now and then one catches not the imagination, but one gets promoted into a position of public and media prominence. And that has happened latterly with a rape which happened in October of a 7-year-old girl who was a pupil at Bergview College in Matatiele. And it is only fairly recently that this is making front page news, leading eyewitness news bulletins, dominating a lot of social media chat. And there have been marches. There was one on the provincial parliament yesterday. The ANC Women's League was demonstrating outside parliament. The debate which is happening at the moment earlier today. Estelle Ellis of Daily Maverick joins us now from the Eastern Cape. Estelle, hello.
Hi, good afternoon, John.
What happened between October last year and when, after months of kind of being ignored, this story started being prominent again?
So I think there were a few incidents. The first one is there was another boy that was also raped in the same community. I'm saying another boy, but it is also a boy child was also raped, apart from the girl that was raped. And a lot of people from Matatiele then started asking, but why has there been no arrest in the cases of these two children? In the case of the boy child, a gardener at the school was arrested, but he was let go again. And then I think, this is just my own opinion, but it appears that the sort of simmering anger towards the police then just boiled over. And the mothers started speaking out about the rape on social media. And a lot of people that were born in Matatiele and are from that community but are now in Joburg or in Cape Town, they started organizing and started investigating the case because they saw that nothing was happening. And, I've been thinking about it so often today that one of the guys that was saying, unless you have money or position, the police won't listen to you in Matatiele. And of course, now we're 5 months down the line and it's almost too late. I'm concerned that justice will not be done here because the police took so long.
And and then once it became a public matter, we had all sorts of people from the police and from the Eastern Cape Education Department. Then all of a sudden they got very involved and very concerned about it and very pointy-fingery about it. And the principal of the school was fingered as a suspect, and he refuses to give us a DNA sample. You know what that means. And there was a move to deregister the school, which I see that notice of deregistration has now been withdrawn. So, instead of focusing on who did this to this child and how do we get this person into court, try this person, convict this person, send this person to jail for a very long time, it's all got messy and political.
Yes, and it's also now, people then got to the principal, then of course Harry Nell got involved from AfriForum, and then now it looks like they're on to some other person at the school. And, I want to come back to how our children are not protected by the police and the prosecutors, because if Harry Nell can analyze something in 3 days and say, hang on, but this does not happen at the party. This timeline doesn't make sense. Why are you saying it happened at the school? Then, and of course he is investigating the case on behalf of the principal. Then why do we not have a prosecutor or a police officer that can ask the same questions, right? But also, if we look at the police procedures, it's not acceptable. So what we figured out now is that the police went to the principal and said, can you please give a DNA sample because the mother of the child wants him to. Now, that's not police procedure. Police procedure is being formally identified as a suspect. will you give DNA willingly or must we go to the magistrate and get an order? That's police procedure. Now it baffles me that this wasn't followed. And then the word got out that, he's refusing to give a DNA sample. But that is really just not even close to the truth.
So, it seems to me there are two unarguable facts. One is a 7-year-old child was raped and a 7-year-old's future was taken away from her. That's one fact. The other fact is that police have been bloody useless over the last 5 months.
Absolutely. And the thing that bothers me terribly is this is a very dangerous person to have in a community, somebody who can or has the inclination to rape a 7-year-old. And it's been proven. I sat in how many court cases with this. This is somebody who will do it again. This is not a person who does this once off. They'll do it again, and that puts the whole town at risk. Now, this is what I don't understand. Why does the police not run with this like their clothes are on fire? Because it's the whole town's children are now at risk because there is a dangerous pedophile that is operating around there. But instead, it's now... We were taking DNA samples from people that they thought might be involved, and then they weren't. And as I said, since it's now the whole thing is blown up, there's a lot of work that's being done in a few days, and I'm just scared the damage could have been done, since October.
Estelle Ellis of Daily Maverick, thank you very much indeed.